in Bisu's space if he realizes that he's going to be facing a huge cloaked army in this minute, and still not producing out of that northern location. So Xellos, a little bit of a miscue. Looks like Bisu's lining up to take it out. Actually, Xellos is going to try to push in an attack, but this is easily going to be taken out. Wow, brilliant micromanagement by Bisu, just dropping a zealot here, dropping a zealot there, and using Zealot's tanks, Zealous' tanks against him. Absolutely fantastic, showing why he is the MSL champion. Now taking out that minefield. Yeah, just going to use that observer, and a couple Goliaths out, but only 2, and that's not going to be effective enough to basically deal with that Arbiter. Oh, Psystorm going off on a lot of vultures there, and Bisu just absolutely charging up on Zealous' forces. It's almost like pulling back a curtain here for Bisu on Xellos, just pulling back the curtain of siege tanks, still protecting that expansion. Xellos, at the meantime, he's going to lose that 9 o'clock expansion, and he's really hurting for res. In the meantime, he's going to try to distract Bisu by pushing in kind of a vulture attack to the south, take out a couple probes here and there, but I don't think that's going to be that successful. As you can see, tanks there and Zealots coming in to seal the door behind him, and it looks like Xellos is going to lose that expansion to the north, so he's definitely behind economically. I think his main is almost entirely out of resources. His secondary definitely low on resources. Bisu just an economic monster at this point, is definitely outproducing Xellos. Xellos, I think, if again he really needs to push in an attack, he's been losing forces left and right, and Bisu, even though he's been losing a steady stream of forces, has just been able to replenish it immediately through the massive amount of gateways that he has. That Arbiter's out, and here you're going to see an attack, just a huge attack in just a few seconds. Not enough tanks, in my opinion. That is a significant amount of tanks, but not enough tanks, in my opinion, to keep that down. And wow, actually, it looks like Xellos has gone for a science vessel. That really surprises me, going for a science vessel. I guess realizing that Arbiter is going to be out. Gonna just, I guess, dedicate some science vessels out to the front. We'll see if that's successful. It's really hard for Terran player to kind of defend that science vessel against all those Dragoons. Basically, you got to kind of sweep it back and forth, and it's kind of on the Terran player in any of these matches in general, especially against players like Bisu. Yeah, he does have a science vessel out to kind of protect his units. He's got to micromanage, but doing actually an excellent job. Beautiful micromanagement, taking out all the Dragoons he needed to, basically kind of sweeping for the Zealots in front, taking out the Dragoons in the meantime, and now he's starting to press up, but still, as you can see, Bisu just absolutely outproducing him, that science vessel falling back. And yeah, just not a lot of well, still a big tank force in the back, but kind of the attack force for Xellos, not really there. About 3 tanks and a lot of vultures, and really I don't feel like Xellos has gotten a very successful harass down, planting more mines down, kind of shoving. Wow, and actually at Bisu, as you can see, almost out of minerals at his main, almost out of minerals at his secondary. So Xellos at this point really can just kind of focus out the outlying bases, but Xellos in the meantime really kind of hurting for resources. His main is basically depleted, his secondary also depleted, and Xellos doing exactly what he needs to do. I can't believe that Bisu is not being more successful at repelling that attack, taking out all those SCVs. Looks like he's going to be able to take out that forge as well. I'm not sure where Bisu is at this point. Maybe he just didn't have a resource store, which surprises me, because he had more, more units out. He's realizing that Xellos is actually kind of hurting for res too. He's going to take out that command center at that 9 o'clock position, kind of in towards the map. That forge is now down. Those probes in the meantime running in the backside, and I wish we could get a look at kind of where Xellos is standing with his mineral count. He does have that expansion right there that's producing for him, but I really want to see where his main and his secondary is at. Bisu in the meantime still has that expansion, unless it was taken out while we weren't looking at that 9 o'clock expansion. And kind of an offset 12 o'clock. It looks like he has put a dropship there, and really that's protected. Xellos doesn't have anything to kind of float out there to take it out. It looks like another Arbiter out, and in a few minutes I would expect a big recall drop. Yeah, there's the recall right there, right on Bisu's main. All sorts of Zealots and Dragoons all over, and this is probably going to be GG for Xellos right here. He does not have a science vessel in position to detect that. All those units that are coming in are just getting destroyed, and he's going to lose basically all of his psi and all his production power here. Bisu just going for the Jugular. They're going to end it right here. Looks like you've got a couple of vultures pushing out in the meantime. He's going to try to take care of the res just in case he somehow manages to fend this off, but I don't know that he's going to be successful in doing that, and even if he is, I'm not sure if he has the resources at this moment to kind of rebuild that supply. As you can see, just trying to take out those dropships, going to try to take out that Arbiter a little out of position. I'm surprised that Bisu not dedicating more micro there. Going to bring some more, wow, just going to sweep that minefield in the meantime. That Arbiter did go down, but as you can see, just a ton of Dragoons, a ton of Zealots inside, well, just 2 Zealots, but still a large force inside Zealous' base. Wow, he's going to be able to fend it off though, but he's lost a lot of supply. Looks like 3, 4, 5 supply depots right there. And the question is does he have the resources to rebuild that, and can he compete with Bisu economically at this point? And still, Zealous hasn't, aside from that secondary kind of that unprotected expansion, he hasn't really forced in an attack yet. Bisu does have that expansion down that's protected, and I haven't seen a single dropship from Zealous at this point. He hasn't produced Wraith either. And still that single science vessel out. As you can see, another large force being produced by Bisu. So Bisu not really hurting when it comes to economic heat. It looks like he is somewhat sealed in by a couple mines there, and a lot of tanks still down there, but that's really, I would say that's extremely vulnerable to drop. And we're going to bring up those tanks now. It looks like he's just going to abandon his main. Looks like another Arbiter being produced at that Stargate right there. A lot of Vultures out again, and a lot of tanks down. Bisu not producing out of that expansion yet, at that 9 o'clock expansion. And here comes another Arbiter, going to probably bring in another recall right on Zealous' main. Another recall going immediately down. More Zealots in this grouping, and that's GG. Bisu just kind of dominating economically, going for those late-going Arbiters. Beautiful recalls right into Zealous' main, and Zealous, I really feel kind of, he did to a degree what he needed to do. He really stayed in this game, but he needed to be more aggressive. He needed to push in a couple of opportunities, but Bisu just showing why he's the MSL champion, just not showing any signs of weakness, not showing any, not giving Zealous any opportunities. Game 2 coming up here in a second. I hope you guys enjoyed that match. This is another English commentary by Diggity.